Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about snowbush plants. Brainia disticha, commonly known as the snowbush, is a plant in the family Phyllanthacea. First described in 1776, it is native to New Caledonia and Vanuatu in the Western Pacific, but naturalized on a wide assortment of other islands around the world: West Indies, Snow Tome, Seychelles, Chagos Islands, Bonin Islands, Norfolk Island, Fiji, Line Islands, Society Islands, Hawaii, etc., as well as in the U.S. state of Florida. Radcl.-sm. Brainia disticha presumably is pollinated by leaflower moths in its native range. Like other species of plants in the genus Brainia, leaflower moths have been reared from fruit of this species in New Caledonia. The fruit of Brainia are presumed to be toxic, causing liver injury. Brainia is a genus in the flowering plant family Phyllanthacea. First described in 1776, it is native to Southeast Asia, China, Reunion, the Indian subcontinent, Papuasia, and Australia. The name Brainia is a conserved name. It is recognized despite the existence of an earlier use of the same name to refer to a different plant. Brainia L. 1753 is in the Kapara, but it is a rejected name. We here discuss Brainia JRFORST and G. Forst, 1776-2. In a 2006 revision of the Phyllanthacea, it was recommended that Brainia be subsumed in Phyllanthus. However, new combinations in Phyllanthus for former Brainia species remain to be published. Brainia are of special note in the fields of pollination, biology, and coevolution because they have a specialized mutualism with moths in the genus Epicephala leaflower moths, in which the moths actively pollinate the flowers, thereby ensuring that the tree may produce viable seeds, but also lay eggs in the flowers, ovaries, or in the space between the tepals and the carpel walls, from where their larvae consume a subset of the developing seeds as nourishment. Other species of Epicephala are pollinators, and in some cases, non-pollinating seed predators of certain species of plants in the genera Phyllanthus and Glycidion, both closely related to Brainia. This relationship is similar to those between figs and fig wasps and yucca moths. Snowbush is a soft pink fantasy of a shrub with an airy, delicate look, a South Florida favorite for its romantic, informal appeal. This plant adds a sweet touch as a single accent or cloud-like group plantings. It's an excellent cottage garden landscape staple, best left to grow fluffier rather than manicured. New growth is darker pink on maroon stems, and the color fades to a mottled mix of pastel pink, gray-green, and white as the foliage matures. The color works best mixed with blue, pink, purple, lavender, white, even soft red rather than strong shades like oranges or yellows. There is a lesser used dwarf variety that looks like a little boxwood dusted in snow. The dwarf is a slower grower with smaller leaves and a mostly white variegation. This evergreen plant is a moderate to fast grower that keeps its best color and fullness in full to part sun. It prefers the warmth of zone 10 and can grow large but is best kept about 3 feet tall. The dwarf you can keep at 2 feet. Amend the soil with a combination of topsoil or organic peat moss and composted cow manure added to the hole when you plant. This plant self-seeds, so be prepared to pull up baby shoots around the mama plant. Trim for size occasionally. Cut back a bit harder in spring, late March to early April. Water on a regular basis, but don't keep the area overly wet. Fertilize 3 times a year in spring, summer, and autumn with a quality granular fertilizer. Plant these shrubs 3 feet apart. Come out from the house at least 2.5 to 3 feet. This pretty plant will grow in a container, though it does much better in the ground. Landscape uses for snowbush: as a low to medium height hedge, around a pool cage, corner of the house, or entry accent plant, along a deck, patio, porch, or lanai, surrounding taller palm trunks, lining a walkway. accent in a mixed garden bed. Names are funny things. In the case of the snowbush plant, it is actually a tropical plant and will not survive in a region where it snows, unless you live somewhere quite warm. You will need to treat this plant as an annual, or install it in a container and move it indoors after summer. The snowbush plant can live in full to partial sun, but the best color is achieved in a bright location. Soil should be consistently moist and not allowed to dry out. The bush is tolerant of any soil, including sand, but it must be kept watered. Saltier or saline soil will harm the plant when your snowbush is young. Pinch the end stems to promote a denser form. You can propagate it by sucker division or cuttings. Root softwood cuttings in summer, and use bottom heat to promote rooting. This is a heavy feeder and drinker. Fertilize monthly and use organic mulch around the root zone to preserve moisture. Prune annually in winter to keep the bush at the size you require. Unpruned plants will naturally form an attractive vase shape. Indoor plants should be placed in bright, unfiltered light and kept moist. As soon as temperatures are warm, gradually reintroduce indoor plants to the outdoors. Snowbush has few disease issues, but it can have problems with caterpillars, spider mites, aphids, and whitefly. Use horticultural soap to combat these pests and hand-pick caterpillars. Thank you for watching.